friends. The name of this old man is Emil Dima, and he absolutely loves playing with his pawns. Here, he starts the game with pawn to d4. His opponent plays knight to f6, and now f3. After d6, he continues with pawn to e4. Black responds with g6, and Emil pushes pawn to g4. Up to this point, he has made 4 pawn moves in a row. Black plays bishop to g7, and Emil goes for his 5th pawn move, g5. Black plays knight to d7, and now pawn to f4. After c5, Emil plays pawn to d5, making his 7th pawn move. Black pushes b5, but he can't capture the pawn, because he would lose his bishop. So Emil keeps going with another pawn move. Now Black plays a6, and the old man replies with pawn to h4. Black develops his knight to b6, but Emil pushes again, h5. He's basically saying, "Go ahead, take my pawn. I'll capture with my queen, and you'll never be able to castle again." Black decides to play e6, and Emil says, "You asked for it." Then he attacks the bishop with a pawn push. The bishop retreats to f8, and Emil continues with pawn to a4. Black captures the pawn on d5, but Emil immediately responds with a5, attacking the knight. After the knight retreats, he recaptures on d5. Black develops his bishop to e7, and Emil plays pawn to c4, making his 15th pawn move. Black responds with f6, and Emil captures on b5. After Black takes the pawn on g5, Emil pushes pawn to f5. Notice, 17 moves have been played, and none of White's non-pawn pieces have moved yet. Black captures on f5. And now the queen jumps to h5, delivering check, the first non-pawn move by White. The king moves aside, and Emil brings his knight into the attack. Black plays rook to g8 to defend, and White advances pawn to b6. After Black's bishop move, the knight comes to c3. Black plays knight to f6, attacking the queen, but Emil captures another pawn and sacrifices his queen. However, after a knight check, he captures Black's queen back. Black's knight now attacks the white rook, but Emil prefers to play actively. He captures the black bishop with his knight, sacrificing the rook. Then he develops his bishop, attacking Black's pawn and preparing for long castling to bring the rook into the attack. After rook to g6, White castles long, and lines up his rook against the black king, pinning the bishop. Black moves his king to escape the pin, and now Emil puts his knight under pressure from the pawn. He's basically saying, "Go ahead, take my knight, but then my bishop will take yours, and since my rook will capture your bishop next, checkmate on c7 is unavoidable." so black doesn't capture and plays knight to e4. Emil simply takes it with the rook. Black can't recapture, because he'd face a deadly bishop check and a likely mate on c7. Now black tries something creative. He attacks the pinned bishop, captures it, and gets rid of the annoying knight on b5. But still, his position is terrible. After rook to g1, White's rook invades the 7th rank, targeting the pawn on h7. Black looks for defense. He attacks the knight, planning to move his rook for protection later. But he forgets how dangerous those queenside pawns can be. After 2 checks in a row, White captures the h7 pawn, and from here, it's all over. A few moves later, as you can see, checkmate. Even at his age, this old man showed incredible creativity and genius in chess. May his soul rest in peace. I hope you enjoyed the game. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. Chess